I guess my love of engineering started right back in the days of Lego. I guess from Lego, my granddad had a sort of workshop, so I spent quite a lot of time in that. And I quite like practical things, so sort of machining and milling and turning. And I sort of got into the practical side of engineering at quite an early age. I did my A-levels in double maths, physics, chemistry, and then I did an AS in electronics. So right at that point it's pretty clear that engineering is the direction of travel. Then I decided I wanted to do a gap year before I went to university. So I got a work placement at GCHQ, which is one of the intelligence agencies, and I worked on a series of engineering projects, primarily around telecommunications equipment. Then I went off to university and I did a general engineering course at Cambridge. So rather than doing a specific mechanical engineering or electrical engineering course, I did a course that covered everything from civil engineering through to sort of thermodynamics and aircraft design. And then during each summer at university, I then went back to GCHQ and did another sort of work placement. So I did that right the way through. And then having had that experience of working in government, I really enjoyed it, and that's effectively why, when I graduated from university, I decided to join the civil service. Well, there's lots of different ways you can join the Ministry of Defence. I joined through a scheme called the Civil Service Fast Stream, which is a relatively generic scheme, and I happen to be an engineer and I happen to be very interested in engineering, which is why at the end of that scheme I found myself an engineering job. Equally well, there's lots of other things I could have gone off and done that weren't so engineering related. There's also specific engineering training schemes you can join where you're much more focused on delivering engineering projects, so you'd move around from project to project and have a bit more of a focused engineering career. And then you could join as a specific specialist, either through one of the research labs or through this organisation in Bristol where all of the equipment's procured.
As part of the Civil Service Training Scheme, over the last 5 years, Russ has had a series of one-year appointments. These have ranged from procuring military equipment to managing construction projects in Afghanistan, advising on operational policy at Defence HQ, and working as a private secretary to the Defence Minister in Whitehall. Currently, Russ works in the Defence Procurement Establishment in Bristol, although he spends much of his time at the BAE submarine construction facility at Barrow-in-Furness.
We're looking at the next generation submarines, which replace the current generation submarines which come out of service in about 2024. So we've got a team of engineers, and our job is to look at the designs that are coming out of the defence contractor, decide whether we're happy with those designs, whether the submarine does what we want the submarine to do, and to organise the funding and the people necessary to man and operate the submarine. It's the practical aspects of engineering that particularly interests me, and actually you can't deliver those practical aspects without the maths that underpins them. So it's less the sort of theoretical number crunching and much more the application of physical principles and the maths that supports those that's really what interests me.